Well, we never expected we get so many responses to our first Back to Basics film, which outlined the challenges that sports clubs face. These times, where unity, consensus and solidarity can no longer be taken for granted, the main focus is getting lots of members actively involved in the club, creating a sense of loyalty and social engagement. It was all about improving and developing the organization by emphasizing the informal side. As board members, you wonder how we should make that happen, how we could steer the club towards unity. Now, there's no standard or instant solution, but there is a standard approach to set a process in motion. Every club has its own unique approach. There's no default club style, but lots of clubs aren't aware of how they work or what principles their approach is based on. Still, that's exactly what they need to know to run the club effectively. Basically, there are two dominant operational principles. The original principle is unity, which can be interpreted as getting things done together and based on a sense of solidarity and social cohesion. But this principle is under pressure. People are joining clubs as customers rather than as members, and some clubs are developing a customer-provider relationship based on market forces. So where does that leave your club? Both options have their advantages, but a club needs to understand how it works now before a preferred option is selected. Most clubs want unity to take center stage in their activities, but in practice there is a shift towards a more market-driven approach. Can you blame members for acting like customers if you don't explain to them how the club works? It used to be that an admission committee checked whether prospective members fit the club's profile and shared its values. But we've been letting everyone in for years without explaining how we operate. Sure, when they sign up, we ask them to tick a box on a sign-up sheet to let us know what volunteer work they'd like to do. But we forget to explain to them why we're asking them to volunteer. We may be reinforcing that us-them relationship, we as the board and they as the members. So when new kids join the club and walk in with their parents for the first time, are they immediately asked to volunteer for something, or does the head of the kids committee say, "Welcome to our club. It's your club too now. How are we going to make this a great year together?" Now that approach is based on an us-us principle. We make it happen together here because we're a united club. Just as important is to find a way to reach the many members who are already part of the club. And to meet each other is key here. Are members really talking? How do they exchange stories? Do we let members become owners of the club activities and provide room for new initiatives? These aspects are needed to initiate a process that increases engagement and solidarity. To facilitate more active management and development, we identify 3 steps: story, dream and action. First, you find the club story and its strength. Then, you sit down together to dream up what our ideal situation would look like, and then you use that drive to initiate actions that make the dream come true. Now let's take a closer look at how that works. We start by finding our story and identifying our strength. The best way to do that is by holding a meeting where you get a diverse group of people from within the club to sit down together, a mirror meeting. And this type of meeting is a way to reveal the deeper layers of the organization. And you can use these 3 questions. First, what are our defining characteristics? What is our driving force? What is our DNA? What are our operating principles? And how do things work here? Do we have customers or members? And how are issues usually resolved? Does the club actually have a single unified story? How do you perceive the club if you are playing in an elite team, and how when you're not? And is the culture on Saturday the same as on Sunday? Second, what distinguishes us from other clubs? What is our club's strength and our pride and joy? Focus your effects where the energy is, where there are people who want to contribute, who are positive. Highlighting what's going well and how we can use it for further development yields much better results than focusing on what's going wrong here and what should we do to improve it. Make use of what's going well, and you'll see that the resulting enthusiasm also helps improve the parts that aren't going well. And third, what will never change here? Our logo, or our club colors, of course, but also the fact that we sort things out while standing at the bar, that the parents of our youngest members do most of the work, or the drinks we're having together after the match. Some things are powerful, work to our advantage, while others might pose problems. For example, the clubhouse has been run by the same group of people for years, and it's going great. Until 2 of them stop and more help is needed. Now, a couple of people sign up, but they stop again within a month. Why? The clubhouse committee doesn't allow any new ideas. Now, we've been doing it this way for years and it's fine, so you have to do it this way too. Some things will never change, but others will have to change, because they're blocking development and social engagement. These insights into how the club works are crucial to your club's development. The best part is, simply discussing the different perspectives on what the club means for you already means you're developing. So the board should not try to do this alone. That give and take changes how people view the significance of various aspects and creates a stronger sense of community and engagement, ensuring that people will act more like members of that community. A next step could be reconvening to start brainstorming about the ideal club together in a co-creation workshop. Now, if everything is going perfect, what will we look like in 5 years? The dream might be that the club can allow as many members as possible to experience football in fun ways. Find out what conditions or behaviors are needed to make the dream a reality, like cooperation, sportsmanship and mutual sympathy. Even just having that exchange initiates development towards that dream, because you co-create future perspectives. Composing the story and experiencing the shared dream automatically produces a list of actions. Who is going to do what, when and how? Use the enthusiasm from the co-creation process to assign tasks. A group may step up, taking the lead and taking on responsibility for realizing part of the dream. These enthusiasts can get quick results and act as role models for others. It's hard to change behavior, but it's not impossible. For example, if you've decided collectively that positive coaching is needed to realize the dream, you have a reason to take someone to task who isn't coaching positively, or to offer that person a course, coaching or guidance. Some things can be achieved on your own, but together we can do anything. Now, if you want your club to keep developing, the board should decide that it's willing to start the process and make it an ongoing cycle. Emphasize the continuity of the method and make sure everyone stays involved, and keep getting the new members involved in the process too. Offer room for new initiatives, and as a board you shouldn't do it all alone. Sometimes you may even want to bring in outside assistance. A neutral intermediary who doesn't impose his own values may facilitate and accelerate the process. Use the story to identify your club's strength and emphasize that. Then formulate a shared dream. What would the ideal club look like? This results in a list of tangible actions and preferred behavior. What can we start tomorrow to get things done? And don't forget to repeat the important parts. Shape the club together, be the club together, and make the club a success together. Aim for unity. Back to basics.